Sunshine, blue skies, gotta cry. Millions of blues to cross crying. Feel the pain, oh yeah. Listen, I know.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Did I forget to make an intro for this video? Sure did. I kind of just dove right into it at the beginning of the week because I was in Europe for the 2 weeks before this vlog. So this vlog starts with me coming home from Europe, hitting the ground running. I got home last Sunday and started the third book in the Everflame series on my way home. And then I'm going to take you all the way through to today, which is Sunday again. So we have 1 week of a week in my life reading vlog, talking about all the books I've been reading this week and all the other little various things going on in my life. We're going to do bookish things. We're going to go to the bookstore. I'm going to take my daughter out for her birthday. We are going to set up a TBR cart, at least build the cart. The books for the cart are coming in another video. So if this all sounds interesting to you, stick around and we will get into it right now. Okay, you guys, I just finished the third book in the Everflame series. It's Heat of the Everflame, and the next book is Burn of the Everflame, and it's not out yet, but it's supposed to be coming out in the next, I think it's supposed to come out tomorrow. Anyways, third book ends on such a cliffhanger. I was dying. I had to get ready for work. I had to be on for a meeting, but I desperately needed to take a shower. And so, but I only had like 10 minutes left in the book because I fell asleep last night trying to finish it, and I was dying to finish it. So I blasted my audio on my phone so that I could listen to it while I took a shower because I could not stop. It's so good. It ended biggest plot twist at the end. And now I need book number 4. But because the release has been delayed, Penn released like the first 3 chapters of the next book via ebook. If you subscribe to her newsletter, you can do this through Instagram. Then you can download the first 3 chapters. So I did that, but I'm working, so I can't read them right now and I'm dying. But on my lunch break today, I will be reading those first 3 chapters of the next book, and I will be anxiously awaiting the 4th book. And if you haven't read this series, I highly recommend, especially if you like Sarah J. Maas, especially if you liked Throne of Glass. If you're a Throne of Glass fan, I think you will like this because that's my favorite series and I am loving this series. Oh, it's so good. These books, they're chunkers, but I have read them back to back. Like, granted, I've been on vacation, but I was busy. I was really busy on vacation, and I binged the first 3 books, which is like, I think it's just under 3,000 pages. I want to say it's like 2,600 pages or something. So very good. Waiting for the 4th book. Now I don't know what I'm going to read. Like, what am I supposed to read now? I need to read something while I'm waiting for the 4th book, but like all I can think about is that book, is this series. So I'm going to go through books I have on my TBR that I have checked out from the library because I need to read those and get those returned. Because I've been neglecting my library list because I bought the Everflame series. So I need to get back to my library list, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus today on it. Anything else. I'll keep you guys updated. Anyways, if you haven't read yet, go get it. What are you waiting for? I haven't updated you recently. I mean, it's been a couple of days, but a lot has happened in a couple of days. So I finished the 3rd book of the Everflame series, The Heat of the Everflame, waiting for the 4th book to come out. Originally, she said a release date of like July 31st, but then she came out and said there were lots of complications and she didn't know when it would be released, and so she put out those extra 3 chapters. Okay. Point is, I'm waiting for that 4th book because 3rd book ended on such a cliffhanger. And then I tried to read a novel love story by Ashley Poston, and you guys, I just could not get into it. I love her other 2 books. I think 7 Year Slip is the best one out of all of her books so far. And I loved the premise of this book. The premise of this book is that the main character wakes up in, or gets lost in, the town from her favorite book series. So basically she gets to, like, she wakes up and she's inside her book, her favorite book series. And I love that premise, but
for whatever reason, I'm just not loving the characters. I feel no connection to them. I don't care. And when you don't care about the characters, you just don't care about what happens. There's no plot. The characters are really blasé. The town is really cute. The idea is really cute. So if you just want cozy, cute vibes, totally go for it. I was not in the mood. So I got about 30-40% into the book. I mean, I was like pretty far in. I was invested. And I just didn't care about anything, about what was happening. I was like, I feel like I'm just wasting my time. So I DNF'd it. And I don't know, I may or may not go back to it again, but it won't be anytime soon. So then I picked up The Collected Regrets of Clover, which I put it on my TBR from somebody, I can't remember, someone online recommended it. And then my best friend read it and was like, you would love this book. You should read this book. And I was like, I already have it on my TBR. So I decided to go ahead and read that. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so you can get it on KU. And then I also had it on Audible. And I don't remember if I bought it on Audible or if it's just included with Kindle Unlimited, because some books include the audio. But regardless, I read that book. I loved it. It's cute. It wasn't too long. I want to say it was like maybe 10 hours long. I think I listened to it on 1.7 or maybe 2.0. I never listen to books slower than 1.5. I shouldn't say never, but not usually. I started and finished that book in one night, but I did stay up late to finish it because I was really enjoying it. And also I have jet lag from my trip to Europe, so my sleep schedule is really messed up. But I started and finished that book, and it was so good. The premise is that our lead character is a death doula, and she's kind of an awkward personality, kind of giving off neurodivergent vibes, and she helps people die. She helps them organize their end of life and kind of mentally and emotionally prepare for death, and kind of also helps like the families come to terms with it and stuff too. And so the book has a lot of conversation about death and dying, like the taboo in our society about how we don't talk about it enough, and also grief. And on the flip side of that coin of grief is love. So there's so much good commentary on grief and death and dying. And then as a result, there's also conversation about love. So there's a love story intertwined. And I loved it. I loved it. It was such a good book. Okay, so I would rate The Collected Regrets of Clover as a 4.75. It was like so close to being a 5-star for me. And I mean, I would round up to a 5-star. I rounded up to a 5-star on Goodreads. Highly, highly recommend. As someone who has lost a family member in the last year and I have been in deep grief, I appreciate books that address death and dying and grief and do it well. And this book did. So it's extremely heartwarming. Even though it has a very death-centered focus, it's not a bummer book. Like, it leaves you feeling hopeful, thankful for your life, thankful for the opportunity to live and, seize the day every day. So definitely check out that book on Kindle Unlimited. And then after that, I started To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, which is written by the same author as When the Moon Hatched. And I love that book so much. If you're new here, go back and watch my last vlog. Obsessed with that book. So good. And so while I'm waiting for the sequel to come out, I wanted to read her backlist, which is that series. And I'm mostly listening to it, but I do have the book, and it's also on my Kindle. It's on KU. So I am using Kindle to mark up quotes and stuff. I'm kind of tandem reading with my audiobook. So far, this is a very different world from When the Moon Hatched. Because I know it's her, I can tell there's some similarities in the writing style. But as far as like the world, the creatures, the magic, it's very different from the book. So she's created 2 completely different worlds. And she's really, really good at it. I think that is her strong suit. So in the Moonfall series, there's fae and dragons. In this series so far, there's demons, there's mermaids, there's some kind of like vampire creature, but they haven't actually called them vampires, but they seem to subsist on blood. And did I already say sprites? I think there's humans. Anyway, there's all different kinds of creatures and monsters and fantastical beasts. So I will go ahead and read you the back of the book in just a moment. 19 years ago, I was plucked from the heart of a bloody massacre that spared nobody else, small, fragile, and an enigma. Now ward to a powerful high master who knows too much and says too little. I lead a simple life, never straying from the confines of an imaginary line that I've drawn around the castle grounds. Stay within, never leave. Out there the monsters lurk. Inside, I'm safe, though at a cost far greater than the blood I drip into a goblet daily. Toxic, unreciprocated love for a man who's utterly unavailable. My savior, my protector, my almost executioner. I can't help but be enamored with the arcane man who holds the power to pull my roots from the ground. When voracious beasts spill across the land and threaten to fray the fabric of my tailored existence, the petals of reality will peel back to reveal an ugly truth. But in a castle puddled with secrets, none are greater than the one I've kept for myself. No tower is tall enough to protect me from the horror that tore my life to shreds. So that's the first book, and I can't really expand on it too much without giving any spoilers, but that's a pretty good wrap up. I will say that this book has a lot more spice on it. It's a lot more explicit, and it's not spice that fits into a romantic storyline. Rather, this book series seems to be exploring the carnal nature of sex, like the animalistic side that's like biological and instinctual, and that can become a preoccupation or addiction. It also deals with addiction, so definitely look up trigger warnings. But I think it's a really interesting topic, so even though it's not my normal style or the type of spice I enjoy, I'm still enjoying reading the book. So I did finish this book today. I started it yesterday, finished it today. The book is 471 pages long, but I mostly listened to it on my Audible because I bought the book on Audible. And then I finished it today. It ended on somewhat of a cliffhanger, so I went straight into the second book because I have all three books. And I don't know, I think there's going to be a fourth one, but there's 3 out so far. And I went straight into the second book. I'm enjoying it. It's very plot heavy in the second book, and I'm learning more and more about our characters, about the world, and yeah, I'm just getting going. I'm only about 10%, 15% of the way through, but I'm invested. So I'll see where it takes us. I will give you an update tomorrow. And I would say that I rate this first book in the series a 4-star. I think the second book is called To Snap a Bloom, or the second book is called To Snap a Silver Stem. So it definitely has like a whole like rose or plant vibe to it, which the actual book does too. Has like a witchy plant medicinal element to it as well. Our main character loves plants and gardening and rocks and painting and just kind of giving off a lot of like fairy vibes, even though I don't think she's a fairy, but I could be wrong about that. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and keep reading.
Okay, you guys, I'm doing an impromptu visit to Half Price Books. And sorry, the door is open because it's 105 degrees here, so I cannot sit in my car without the door open or I will die. I just dropped my daughter and her friend off at the mall. They're going to dinner and hanging out for her friend's birthday. And I have a little bit of time to kill, and Half Price Books was across the street, so I'm going to put my earbuds in and listen to my book. I'm still in the middle of the second book of To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, and I can't remember what it's called. To Snap a something stem. Snap. You guys, I can't. I don't ever know the names of things. Anyways, still listening to that book. I had a very busy day today. Today was Friday. I had so much stuff to finish up at work. Fridays are my custody switch days, so my kids were leaving. I had a lot to do to get them ready, and then I had to finish work and pick up my daughter's friend so that we could go here for her birthday. And now here we are. But I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm so glad the week is over. These last 5 days have been a whirlwind, and I'm gonna go treat myself by going into the bookstore. So we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's like treasure hunting. Sometimes when I go secondhand book shopping, I find amazing things, and other times I find nothing. So we will see, and maybe you guys will get a haul with this. I actually need to do a haul anyway. I have a bunch of books piling up. But yeah, I'm just gonna listen to my book and walk through the air-conditioned bookstore. Okay.
You melt the ice behind my stone cold eyes. I turn to ashes, but only just sometimes. Inhale your smoke, but you still act surprised. It's not my fault when we end up capsized. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match.
Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. I am just waking up and it's almost noon. And that is because I am so jet lagged from my trip to Europe. I came home and I immediately had children, work, and just like a million other things going on. Anyway, I'm exhausted. So I just let myself sleep in and that's what happened. So I wanted to jump on here and update you guys. My phone died last night, so I did not get to do as much filming as I wanted to in the half price books. But I did go in, I did shop, I did get a couple of things. Actually, I'm gonna grab those so I can show you real quick. Okay, so I was pretty good. I only got 2 things. I collect editions of The Secret Garden. It's a very special book to me. And this one, I don't have this one yet, and they had them for a really good price. It has really cute illustrations inside. Sorry guys, the light. Isn't it pretty? Anyway, so I got this edition of The Secret Garden to add to my collection. And then I got the Henna Artist, which it looks brand new. Like, it doesn't even look like it's ever been used. So, and it was like $5 cheaper than buying it online. And I already found the second book in this series used for like $2 at a thrift store. And so I'm trying to, I want the whole series. So there's 3 books in this series, and this is the first book. So now I have the first and second book, and I will be on the lookout for the third book. So I do try to buy secondhand whenever I can. I go to thrift shops very frequently and shop at half price books. Thrift shops are actually my favorite because they are the least expensive and you can often find books there for really good prices. And then usually I never pay full price for a book unless it's a special edition or a new release that I need to get my hands on. I don't need to, but that I really want to get my hands on right away. Even those I usually get like pre-order sales. I usually do pre-order sales. So anyway, that's what I got. After that, I picked up my daughter and her friend, and we went to Costco to get a few things, and I looked at books there too. Costco here has an amazing selection of books. If you are a Costco girl, then you should definitely check out the book section. And then, I had to go grocery shopping. That was the thing. I had like no groceries. So I went grocery shopping, put those away, and then continued listening to my book. So I'm still on book number 2 of the Crystal Bloom series. I think I'm about 30% of the way in now. My plan today is to continue listening to that book. I'll probably finish it because I have a good chunk of time today. I'm going to be cleaning my house while my kids are gone because, you guys, kids are messy. And I have 5 of them and they are like tornadoes. They just they make messes like faster than you can blink. And I just want to try to get some of my house cleaned up while they're gone, so that I can enjoy at least a clean house for a couple of days, or at least semi-clean. So I'm going to keep listening. I have my earbuds in. And after I finish my coffee, look at my cute mug from Greece. Isn't it so cute? I love this mug. Makes me so happy. Greece is like my favorite place. My plan is, this reading vlog is probably going to go up before my travel vlogs because I have so much footage from my travel vlogs to go through. That's going to take longer, and I'm going to try to split it up. In fact, put down in the comments if you want to see my travel vlog all together or if I should break it up by location, because I spent 3 days in Vienna, 3 days in Prague, and then a week in Greece. And while in Greece, we were in Athens and on the island of Milos. So I was kind of thinking of doing one vlog for Vienna and Prague and then one vlog for Greece and traveling to the island. Let me know your thoughts, what you want to see. I did get some reading done, but it would be a mixture of my travels and sites and what I was reading. So a little bit of both. Yeah, I think that's it. So the second book in the series is getting very, very interesting. There's a lot of hidden backgrounds and there's a lot of people intertwined. Our main character, Orlaith, has a very rocky, traumatic history, and there's a lot of secrets, and secrets are coming out. And all of the people that have been in her life are somehow, they all have this weird, they're all intertwined and they all have some kind of connection to her history. And we're starting to get the reveals for how these people, creatures, people, whatever they are, how they are connected to her past and why they're in her life. So if I didn't explain already, Orlaith is an orphan. Like, she lost everyone in her family. In fact, I think every creature is extinct except for her, of her type, which I still don't know what that is. So I don't know if that's a reader's error or a writer's error, or if it's intentional. But we're gonna find out, and I will let you guys know. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna finish my coffee, listen to my book, do some cleaning, and then I'll hop back on here and update you guys later.
Burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire. Heat that melts us down again. Now it's pouring through my veins. But I said you're the spark to blame. And it's fire. Burning holes inside my brain.
Super late Saturday night and had a very long, very good day, and I just didn't get a chance to update you guys earlier. So you will have seen some clips of me and my daughter. It was her birthday today. She's my baby, and she turned 9 years old, and so we went out on a birthday mother-daughter's date, which is something that I try to do with all of my kids. And so she got to pick where we went to dinner, and then we went out and got pedicures together. And it was her first pedicure, and she ate it up. She loved it. So that was really, really fun. And it was really fun to experience that with her. Plus, I desperately needed a pedicure after my trip to Europe. My feet were really beat up between all the walking I did and then all the time I spent at the beach. So happy to get my toes done. And then we went out to dinner and opened up some presents and then did a little shopping together. So we had a really good night. And then I dropped her back off at her dad's house. And then I came home and I did some more housework and listened to my book. Today, I also had to repot some plants. I really love my house plants, you guys. I mean, even my front porch is covered in plants. You can see some of them here. Here's my aloe plant. I have this little potted one here, and my snake plant back there was getting too big, so I had to put it in a bigger pot. So lots of digging in dirt today, which was really fun because actually I love plants and I love medicine because I'm a nurse. And this book series that I'm listening to right now, she loves plants. She's obsessed with plants, and she takes clippings and she's growing her own gardens, and I love it. I love to do that too. So it was very, very good and put me in the mood for doing all of my gardening stuff. So yeah, I had a productive day, and now it's very late and I'm going to go to sleep. But tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some more filming. We're going to put together a new TBR cart because the one I have is plastic and it's just not holding up with my books. Wasn't really intended for that, and I tried to recycle it by using it for my books, but I need a heavy duty one. So I finally bought a metal one. We're going to put it together and put my TBR cart together, so that'll be another video. And then I have some unboxings to do from book subscription boxes, so you will see a few of those. And I'm about 90% of the way done with this book, the second book, To Snap a Silver Stem. I think that's what it's called. But I'm just too tired. I gotta go to bed. It's very, very late. So I'll finish that in the morning, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts on that and do the unboxings, and then I will probably finish editing this vlog and getting it up. So as far as the book goes, it is not my error or the author's error. It was her intention for us to not know what Orlaith is, what her genetic species is, I suppose. So we are learning right now at this point in the second book. So we're about 85 to 90% of the way through the second book, and we are just learning about what Orlaith is and what has happened to her species. So very, very interesting. This series is unlike anything I've ever read before. I'm sure there are other things out there like it, but I just haven't read them. It's very unique. It's very different from her other book, the Moonfall series, at least at least so far. I mean, I've only read the one book, but it seems very different. Definitely tons of spice, very spicy. So if that's your thing, and if you're like into like the shadow daddy thing, I think you will like this series. There's multiple storylines happening. We're kind of following all of the major people in Orlaith's lives in this second book. They're kind of sprouting off. They're no longer together, and we're following all of their storylines concurrently. So learning more about her best friend, about her trainer, and about her master, the man that we talked about in the first book that saved her and then kept her on his estate. And I can't really give away too much more than that without spoilers on the first book, so that's all I'll say. But it's very interesting, and we're learning a lot about Orlaith's past through not only her memories, but from these other storylines. So I'll give you guys a wrap up in the morning when I'm done. And I think that's it. I'm going to go get some sleep. I am a very tired mama. It's been a long but productive day. And I will see you guys in the morning. Good night. Hi guys. Happy Sunday. I'm checking in with you a little late because I hit the ground running this morning. Got so much done, so much cleaning. I had just so much housework to do. And so I did that, and I've been listening to the book, and I finished book number 2 in the Crystal Bloom series. Okay, I am so intrigued, you guys. I really had no idea what was going on until book number 2, but I just trust the process, you know? I have a lot of faith in authors, and you know, most of the time they don't lead me astray, so I'm kind of along for the ride, and I kind of just trust that it's gonna like work itself out, or that I'm gonna understand what's happening eventually. And I got towards the end of this second book, and I was like, oh, now I understand what is happening. I totally understand what's happening in the world. I understand like the dynamics now, the world, the magic system, the different species. Like I understand the politics of the world much better now. But right when I thought I understood what was happening, plot twist, and that's where we ended on book 2. There's a plot twist, and it is not going in the direction I thought it was going to go. So now I'm like, what? So now I need to pick up book number 3, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start listening to book number 3 while I put together my new book cart. So there will be some footage of that, but that will be a separate video coming soon. But you guys can kind of see that's what I'm doing today. I'm also probably going to be filming my mid-year freakout tag. I'm a little late to the game because I was gone for most of July, but we're just at the beginning of August, so I feel like I can still participate here. People were starting that tag so early in June, but I was like, I still have a whole month worth of reading to do. So yeah, we're gonna do it today, and that'll be coming out in a separate video as well. I also still have my subscription boxes to open up as well, so I will be doing that, and then I'm going to finish this vlog and hurry and edit it and get it posted so that you guys have something from me, because it's been a little bit while I've been on vacation. Going forward, my plan is to post twice a week at least, likely on Sundays and Fridays. So in case you were wondering, or you can just hit the little bell, subscribe and hit the bell, and YouTube will notify you every time I post a new video. So anyways, that's the plan. I'm gonna get going. It's from Target here in the United States. And there's a ton of different versions of this cart. I picked this one because of the color. I just really like the neutral grayish taupish color of it. I feel like it'll go well with my bedroom, which is where this is going to stay. That's where my main bookshelf is. Although you can see I have books everywhere because I love books. But I just liked it because I feel like it'll go well in my room. It will go well in any room, so that if I decide to move my TBR cart somewhere else in the future, it'll be fine. Anyways, that's what we're gonna do, and I'll keep it to you.
Just sometimes inhale your smoke, but you still act surprised. It's not my fault when we end up capsized. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, but you're the spark to blame. And it's fire, burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire, heat the
I am taking a quick break to go pick up my daughter from work. And then when I get back, I will be working on these other videos and I will update you about book 3. Because this was so fast, I just barely got through the prologue in the book, so I'm not very far in. So I don't have very many thoughts on it. But I will listen while I drive, and I have a good amount of driving ahead of me to pick her up because she works about 30 minutes away. I am back from picking up my daughter. You already saw that I put together my little cart, and that's going to be a separate video where I put together my TBR and my TBR cart. I don't do a true TBR because I like to mood read, and that's something else I'll be talking about in the future in a separate video. But I will be putting all the books I hope to read this year on there so that I have a visual when I'm ready to start a new book. So we are back. I started book 3 in the Crystal Bloom series. I am trying to wrap my mind around this story that Sarah Parker is building. It is unlike anything I've ever read. And I need to know where she's going with this. My mind is kind of blown and I'm definitely invested, and you'll have to stay tuned to see what I think of book number 3 and whether or not I recommend. I'm still marinating on the first 2 books. I'm having a hard time rating them because they were so different from anything else I've read that it was very difficult for me. Anyway, if you follow me on Goodreads, you will see my ratings there. I'm the Modern Book Woman on Goodreads, so easy to find. And what I decided is I feel like this vlog is pretty long because I'm pretty chatty. When you get me starting talking about books, I can't help myself, okay? You're gonna hear my thoughts. This is what I love to do, is talk about books. So I'm gonna spare you. I'm not going to open up my subscription boxes, but I will be posting them in my shorts. So if you wanna see what came in Illumicrate, Fairy Loot, and Owlcrate subscription boxes for July, well, for any month really, subscribe, check out the shorts section. I always put shorts videos there, and on my Instagram, The Modern Book Woman. It's pretty easy. I'm pretty easy to find everywhere, okay? So I will do a quick wrap up there, and all in all, I am pretty happy with this week considering that I went on vacation, that I have, that I came back and worked full time, that I had my kids, and that I'm totally jet lagged. I feel like I had a pretty good week, and that's solely because of audiobooks, okay? Audiobooks have saved my life because I don't think I could have gotten through these last 4 years without audiobooks as a full-time single working mom, okay? I love my books, and audiobooks help me read everything I want to read. Well, not everything, I could read forever and ever and ever. You know what I'm saying, you guys. So thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in any of these other videos that I've mentioned, they will be coming. Please subscribe, leave a comment below. If you don't know what to say, why don't you drop, let's do the fire emoji in the comments for the Everflame series, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of my new all-time favorite series. I mean, the 4th book, we're waiting for it, but it's very, very promising. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.
Fire.